Alright guys, it's time to talk about Mantra or OM on the channel for the first time since August the 6th, guys. That is this candle back here, and you can see we were at much higher levels. Now, I ended up buying my first Mantra around 44 cents, although I said I wouldn't buy until about 20 to 40 cents. And that's because it looked a bit positive back before the summer, guys. And yeah, I didn't imagine these prices would get so low. I mean, this is amazing that, it's dropped down as low as about 3 cents on the dump on October the 10th. Now, that is kind of just a black swan, but if we just take the local bottom here at about 6.5 cents, that's probably more realistic. I don't think many people caught it down here at 3 cents. I don't think they imagined it would drop from 16.5 cents all the way down to 3. So, let's just take a look at this now, guys. It is having a good day today. I do personally think this has now bottomed. I just don't think it can get any worse for Mantra. Now, we do have a channel here that it is breaking out of, and basically this channel goes back about a month and a half. So, usually when you have a breakout of a channel, it goes back to the top of the channel. That means it's going back to about 14.5 cents. Now, I do want to get rid of this channel just because there is some other channel that we actually need to take a look at here. Basically, this channel can go back, let's see, we can do this right here, and it goes back like this, I would say. Let's put it like this. So, the channel goes back as far as end of July, and if this is the channel that we need to be aware of, if it's breaking out right now, which you can see it's right on the edge, guys. It might not break out. It does need to seal at least a daily candle, I would say, outside of this channel. Also, it's fighting with this 8.85 cent resistance. So, it might not keep it. We just have to wait and see. But if it does, the top side of the channel is actually the target of this breakout for the channel. So, that would mean it would go back all the way to about 33.5 cents, if that is correct. Now, I don't think it makes much sense to look at the whole volume profile here just because there's not much volume, basically above about $1.16 or so. We do have some small volume candles here and almost nothing above that. Now, we need to get above about 40 cents, let's say, just to get outside of this huge volume candle. Now, the point of control is at about 20, almost 21 cents where you see this white is. Basically, that is this white line. So we are far below that. We basically need to more than double to get over the point of control. So we have to pretty much 4x, almost 4.5x, basically from this point to get above this volume candle. Now, looking at the Bollinger Bands on a monthly time frame, they are very wide, as you see, and they are going parallel basically from one another, at least on a monthly time frame here. So that is not helping the price, let's say. Let's go to the weekly time frame. Now, the weekly time frame, after this huge drop, it has actually come in on one another. Basically, in August, it's pretty much been in a narrow channel. And right now it's starting to widen, I would say, a little bit, it looks like. Kind of hard to see with this channel here, but yeah, it does look like it's starting to run away from one another. It was more narrow back here in October, I would say. So that really isn't helping, I would say, but it would be nice if they do pinch in on one another. They are pretty close together. Now, the daily time frame. Let's take a look here. I know it's hard to see with this channel, but it pretty much looks like an intestine, I would say. It was more wide before the end of October, but yeah, it's just running basically parallel, not really pinching. So we need, the Bollinger Bands to come in and pinch. That would actually help the price action. So in my opinion, in the longer term time frames here, it's not helping this price action. Now, looking at the RSI and stochastic here on a monthly time frame, this is very, very low. Look at this. It's almost at zeros on the red and blue lines. So basically, the blue line is right under the red line, and it looks like it's just been that way for several months. The RSI is just kind of sloping down very slowly as well. So I do anticipate this probably having a pop to the upside on the monthly time frame. Now, the weekly time frame, starting to come up here, it has actually just crossed this red line to the upside. RSI, though, is very flat, very flat. Now it's just getting a little bit of a tick up here, so that's a good sign, but it's very low, but it's in neutral territory. Now, daily time frame, it is almost in this overbought territory here on stochastic. RSI, right in the middle, pointed pretty heavily up, so still it looks good. Now, the 4-hour time frame, it looks like the blue line wants to cross the red line back to the upside. But the RSI, yes, it can run a little bit higher, but it is actually overbought at the moment. So, yeah, I would say this is not too good, but maybe it can run a little bit higher on the 4-hour time frame. But the 1-hour time frame looks like it is about to come down on both the RSI and stochastic. Blue line has just, well, maybe it's crossing this red line at the moment. And if we go to the 15-minute time frame, it is getting into the oversold levels on stochastic, but the RSI is just kind of flirting with being overbought. So I do think that will turn around shortly. So if I put this on the 4-hour time frame and we just look at this, guys, I think it's really going to be hard for it to keep above this channel. But we'll see. You never know. I would like to see it break this channel. And if it does that, I do think once it resets, it will start to take on this 10.22 cent weekly resistance and start to move back, guys. That's just, the nature of channels. Basically, they run back to the top of the channel, and that's the technical target, though. So keep that in mind. It might not run back all the way to that, but it can get very close. Maybe it even exceeds it. You just never know. Now, one more indicator to consider is the MACD, guys, and you can see that this is starting to get a light red candle. This is a good sign, but these two lines are still headed down pretty heavily. It does look like the blue line is curving, though. So, and keep in mind, this is the monthly time frame, so it's a very slow time frame. But I do think in the next few months, you're going to start to see some green here on OM. So keep that, in mind. Take that information and do with it what you wish, but that's what I think. That's just my opinion. Now, the weekly time frame, it actually is starting to fade, though, here. This is not a good sign, as you have light green candles. Usually you want to see maybe the light green here and then the dark green. So it may be that the weekly time frame is fading, but we just see these lines going parallel at the moment. But it could be that the blue line will make another move to the downside. So monthly looks okay. Weekly, it has some warning signs. The daily time frame, though, let's take a look at this. And basically, we have to zoom in a little bit, but it is getting dark green candles here. It actually just kind of bounced off this red line here and is moving up. So daily looks okay. Weekly has some warning signs, although, of course, let me just go back to this. These light green candles here could go back to dark green. That does happen sometimes. Look over here. I should have mentioned that when we were looking at it, but yeah, you have dark green, light green, dark green, light green, and then red. So, yeah, same thing can happen. But in my opinion, guys, if we just take the MACD, and put all this information together, momentum is up for OM, I would say. Now, no matter what a lot of people say, Mantra is not a dead chain just yet. So I think they have probably patched the problem and there can't be another rug pull. Now, I know a lot of people say it wasn't a rug pull. A lot of people say it was. I think it was a rug pull. You just don't see that happen, where it goes straight down and it goes down like what? It was like $6 or $7 or something like this. That just doesn't happen, guys, unless it's a rug pull. So in my opinion, it was a rug pull. Hopefully they patched it. I'm taking a chance on it myself. I'll probably DCA a little bit more into this just because you can see, guys, there's a lot of news. There's, partners and they're building. It's a very good chain, I would say, still. Now, if we go to the tokenomics here, it's the number 418 coin. It's up about 25% today, just less than 10 cents. So that's not a bad bargain. Now you can see I have lost the majority of what I have put in. My average cost is about 26 cents. But at these levels, guys, you know, I'll probably get at least 500 OM because I think it's my second or third, maybe fourth lowest coin at the moment. So it's at the point where I should probably DCA into this. So that's what I normally do. I've been putting a lot of money from staking. You know, I've been selling the extra staking that I have from other coins and putting it into these lower coins. So that's what I like to do. Now, it takes my average cost down. That's a good thing. And anyways, let's look at the max supply. It is infinite. This is one thing that I just don't like about it. But circulating supply isn't that much. 1.12 billion tokens is not a lot. Total supply is 1.72 billion. Still, that is not a lot as well. Now, all-time high, almost $9. So yeah, it's 99% down. Now, will it make it back to its all-time high? Definitely not. I do not think it's going to make it back to its all-time high. And you can see this was 9 months ago, right before the rug pull. And all-time low, if you bought it about 2 years ago, you're still up 435%. That's not a bad buy. But in my opinion, guys, in the end of this bull run, I do think Mantra can probably run to maybe $2 or $3, but definitely not $9. So if you're wishing for 9, you know, good luck with that. I am selling out at $2 or $3, guys. Now, Bitcoin is having a little bit of trouble here today. You can see we have the 4-hour candle. It is red, and it has actually lost this trend line since yesterday, so that's not a good sign. You can see it's actually been rejected several times along the way. And yeah, we were getting a green candle in the last 4-hour candle. We still have 16 minutes left on this candle right here, but it is not looking good. But again, we are holding this 86,300 level pretty much, but we did lose this trend line, and it was holding us up. Now, if we go to Ethereum, it looks a little bit better because we do have this trend line here. It is still above it. It is actually holding the $2,911 support here at the moment. Keep in mind, this is the 4-hour candles, and this is actually a weekly support. Wrong time frame to look at it, but the longer the candle above this, the better, of course. Now, looking at the Bitcoin dominance here is still following my arrow, which is a good thing. Now, we did have a couple of days of red, which is good for altcoin holders. We are getting a little bit of a green bounce today, but that is typical, guys. That's normal. You're going to have these bounces. And if you've been following my channel, we do have a head and shoulders on the Bitcoin dominance, so that is good for altcoin holders. Now, if we go to the dominance, people are starting to take their money out of crypto. You can see the last couple of days have been green. This is not good, although we did have a couple of days, you know, where we had nice red candles here, but we do have a couple of small greens right now, but it is holding. So let's see, maybe it will go down later. Altcoin season, it's 41. Actually, it's been just kind of going between 39 and 41 the last few times I've looked at it. Liquidation heat map, about $250 million have been wrecked in the last 24 hours. If we look at the fear and greed, it's a 15 today. Yesterday it was 20, so I'm not sure what happened really for us to lose about 5 points. There wasn't really any major change. Next update in about 12 hours here. Now, bull market peak indicators, it's still 100% hold, still 0 from 30 have been hit. It's pretty much the same as yesterday, around 43.5% too. And the Pi cycle top indicator, yeah, the best indicator in my opinion, still looks like it's not coming in on one another. So yeah, until these cross, it's not over. Looking at the economic calendar today, we do have a few things here. We got durable goods. We also have Chicago PMI, personal spending, Atlanta Fed GDP now, and we do have jobless claims today. So all of these could be, you know, something that Bitcoin reacts to. If we look at Moodyx, today is just slightly negative, but the sentiment is now neutral. Yesterday it was still risk off, but now it's neutral, and there is no trend right now, but the week has been very positive. Crypto bubbles today looking very good on the hour and day, so yeah, that is great. Now, if we look at the Coinondo here, you can see that there's 11 results for Mantra. And so, yeah, if you want to see the staking deals, go there and check that out. Do your homework before you start sending coins around. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, like, subscribe, activate the bell, share this video with friends. Check out some of those links that I have down below for the exchanges. And there is a cold wallet there as well that's going to start airdropping soon. So keep that in mind. And guys, I really appreciate all the super thanks and the members of the channel that have joined recently. And guys, I will see you in the next video.